How's it going? Today I want to talk about the Registered Disability Savings Plan, otherwise known as the RDSP. And this really isn't going to apply to a whole bunch of you, but if you could, I would love it if you could share with a friend or family member that you know maybe has a special needs child, or you know somebody with a disability, because they might not know about this. And this is a great plan for anybody that has a child with a disability, or even if you're an adult with a disability that's able to work. All you need to have in order to be able to open up an RDSP is be eligible for the disability tax credit. And as long as you're eligible for that, you can use this plan, and it is a great alternative for somebody to either, one, save for the long-term care needs of their children who have special needs, or as a different way to save for retirement for somebody that can work but has a disability. So I'll just get kind of right into it. The RDSP doesn't really work like an RRSP because it's more of setting it up for a beneficiary. However, you could be your own beneficiary if you set it up for yourself. The best way I'm going to explain it today is for a parent that is looking out for the long-term care needs of their special needs child. So over the lifetime of an RDSP, there's no annual limit as to how much money that you can put into this thing, but there is a lifetime limit of $200,000 that you can contribute into an RDSP. Unlike an RSP, you don't get a tax deduction when you do this, so when they pull out the principal investment that you put in, it's not taxable because it's already been taxed in your hands. So if you put $200,000 in, they could pull that $200,000 out without paying tax on that when they need the money. However, they do owe tax on the gains that happened inside, the growth inside of that account. Plus, I'm going to talk a little bit later about grants and bonds, which make this thing so special, which are also taxable when you pull the money out of this account. Another interesting thing that you can do with the RDSP is if you're a parent of a special needs child or a grandparent, you can actually allow your RSP to roll over into their RDSP upon death, but then when they start pulling that out, it's taxable income to them. But it is a way to flow some money into their RDSP. So you could set that up. You have to make all of the contributions into an RSP before the end of the beneficiary's 59th year. So you can't set one up if you're older than that, unfortunately. Now I'm going to get into the best part of the RDSP, which is the free money. And if you calculate this correctly, if you do this correctly, there can be a lot of free money available to people with disabilities, especially low-income people with disabilities. So first is the grant, and you can receive up to $3,500 per year, up to a total of $70,000 in free grant money from the government up until the age of 49. And this is all based on net family income. So what's important, how I said I was going to talk about a child with special needs. Okay, so if you're a fairly high income family, you're not going to want to set up this RDSP until your child with special needs is 19 years old or higher, because then their net family income is going to be their income plus their potential spouse's income, and not care about what your income is. So you don't really want to apply for the grants and make the contributions until they're over this age, because then you can get way more free money. So if you have a net family income of under $93,203, on the first $500 that you contribute, you get a 3-to-1 ratio of money, so you're going to get $1,500 for that $500 contribution. a total of $2,000 there from your first $5,000. And then on the next $1,000, you can get 200% or 2 times the 1,000. So you're going to get another 2,000, which is $3,500 a year. So if you put in $1,500, you would have $5,000 inside the RDSP for your child that was 19 years or older, if their income is lower than $93,000 or if your net income is lower than that. If the net income is higher than the $93,203, then it's just a 1-to-1 ratio up to $1,000. So you could contribute $1,000 and get $1,000 free in grants. Now next is the bond, and the bond is available to lower income Canadians. So you can receive up to $1,000 a year for a total bond amount over your lifetime of $20,000 in bonds over your lifetime. And how it starts is if you make under $30,450, you're eligible for $1,000 in a bond every single year. And between $30,450 and $46,605, there's going to be a calculation that's going to reduce your bond down to zero. And over $46,605, you're not eligible for the bond. So this is why I'm talking about for parents of special needs children. If you wait until they're 19 using their net family income instead of yours, then you're going to be eligible to get the grants and the bonds completely without, worrying about getting them clawed back. So for this, if you had a 19-year-old son or daughter that had special needs, didn't make a whole lot of money, you could immediately just put in $1,500 and you get $3,500 in grant money and $1,000 in a bond in just that 1 year. Now an even better thing is that they're actually pretty nice about this. If you didn't know about this or something happened, well, they will allow you to go back in time and collect bonds and grants that you haven't up to 10 years worth back. But you can only get a maximum grant of $10,500 per year and a maximum bond of $11,000 in 1 year. So I'm just going to use a quick example. If you have a 29-year-old son or daughter that has special needs, was never making very much money, what you could immediately do is set up an RDSP for them. You could contribute $4,500, then you would get $10,500 in grant money plus $11,000 in bond money. For your $4,500 investment, you would have $26,000 in total in their RDSP for future years. And then the next year you could still get the grants because you've only gone back 3 years. You put in another $3,500 or sorry, $1,500. No, $4,500. Sorry. You're going to get $10,500 in the grant, $1,000 in the bond. There you've got $16,000. So your total investment is $9,000 and you've got $42,000 in total inside their RDSP. Now, another thing that you need to know is that you need to keep this money in there for at least 10 years. There's a whole bunch of other rules. Truth be told, I can't even set these up for my clients right now. But if I know that it's a possibility, then I'm just going to write out like a strategy for each year, because that's the thing is you just need to plan this year by year so that you can maximize how much money you're going to get depending on your situation. And then I would just tell people to do this and set it up at a bank, and away we go. So please share this with any friends you know might need to know this information. I know this is really underutilized because it's not talked about that much, and there's not that many experts that deal with RDSPs. So it's an important thing to know about, and thank you very much for watching. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks.